BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to read the rewards of trading, whether price is going up or down. Over on total for the daily, we did get most of our breakdown, so we will call this pattern played out. I would watch for a continuation, but we'll look on lower time frames to see how probable that is. If we continue to drop away, that would invalidate any double bottom possibility, and then we would not get that break forward. If VWAP does want to push up, momentum is starting to gain strength. Stochastic is trying to push forward, but still struggling to hold above 30. RSI is starting to weaken, so if that stochastic does not get above 30 soon, we likely would continue to fall. Over on the 1 hour, we did get some higher highs with higher lows, and then we got a lower high with a lower low, and then we did end up breaking away. Now, if we continue to see some lower lows, we can end up breaking into a bearish trend and breaking lower. But if these lows do connect, and then we get some highs that possibly connect, then we may make a descending channel, and a descending channel would try to push us up. That would try to be in line with the double bottom, but we would need to break out on an early breakout. We would need to push up toward this top soon, and then get that breakout immediately and not kind of retrace that. Our stochastic does want to round away. At VWAP is trying to hold bullish. Momentum is trying to push forward with a green dot. So if that VWAP can get higher highs with this higher low, then we will continue forward. However, if we see a weak wave, just like back here, I would watch out for a strong bearish wave to bring us even lower. So over on Bitcoin for the daily, we did break away from our rising triangle, so we will cover that on the 1 hour. Stochastic does want to push up, RSI is starting to weaken, that VWAP does want to push up, momentum is pushing down, and money flows in the red, so I would exercise caution. I wouldn't listen to what JP Morgan says. They're one of the people that are going to profit off of telling you things are going to be terrible. So people that profit off of that, they're going to fearmonger you into doing things that make them more money. Over on the 1 hour, RSI is pretty flat. Stochastic wants to round away. VWAP is in the bullish territory. JP Morgan also said Bitcoin's trash, and then they're the biggest buyer the day after, so I wouldn't trust them. Momentum does want to push forward. VWAP does want to push up, and that money flow is trying to break into the green, so I would watch. This could be positive, but we did reject. We saw a push to the bottom. We tried to push forward, got a green candle, but that VWAP was very weak. With that VWAP holding weak, we did touch the bottom again. That could have been your cue that we would see a sell-off. So I would watch for a continuation to the downside here. Also, Abolisher, JP Morgan is heavily owned by BlackRock, and they're one of the people that got paid out by the previous recession, so they're probably hoping for another payday. RSI does want to pull back, stochastic is pretty flat. VWAP does want to break that neutral. Momentum is trying to push forward, and money flow is in the red. We did break that value area low, so I would watch very close, because remember, if we do continue to break here, we could revisit. I don't know how, if we've gone too much lower than this, we could revisit possibly this 5 cent area, but that'd be like max pain that I would see. If we push further below that, then graph would be in a very bad position. That VWAP does want to push forward. Momentum is trying to push up. Money flow is in the red. Overall, I would watch very close. Over on this 1 hour, we do look like we are seeing more bearish momentum here. We have lower highs and lower lows. We tried to break into a bullish trend, gap forward, and then kind of broke away after getting that gap. If we zoom in here, though, there is another gap to the upside, so we do have that chance to fill that. So that is the positive thing to look forward to, because remember, gaps have an 80% likelihood to fill, and that could give us a new high for the current trend to push away from bearish momentum. That VWAP does have a higher high. Momentum does want to push forward. Money flow is starting to gain strength. So if that VWAP stays bullish, momentum will continue higher. Money flow will go into the green, and we will start to push forward. Now, over on XRP for the daily, remember, if you have any special requests, drop them now. Otherwise, hit the like and subscribe and join us in that Discord. Stochastic does want to push up, RSI is pushing forward, VWAP is gaining strength, momentum is pushing up, and that money flow is trying to break toward that neutral, so we could see some bullish momentum here and try to push forward. We did try to break away from this flag zone, like we said to watch for, but we did get indecision candle overall, so we are starting to struggle here. The only positive thing is we have some consolidation here on the 1 hour after a push up, which does create a bull flag to help push you forward, but there's only a 50% probability of us breaking away from this zone now. Our RSI is pretty flat. Stochastic starting round. The orange does want to get above that blue, so that could give us a bearish cross to bring RSI and price lower. VWAP does have a higher low, so if that VWAP can break for a higher high, that could help propel that stochastic up. But if that VWAP curls away, it's likely we're going to see momentum, stochastic, and RSI start to fall, which will start to weaken that money flow and possibly give us some further bearish momentum and maybe another retest around that $2 range if we're not careful. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night. Hit the like and subscribe and join us in that Discord.